Life Audio.
Today on Talk About That, John goes for a jog and gets attacked by an unlikely predator. Meanwhile, I decide not to tell my Kenny Rogers joke for a very good reason and dream of getting a key to the city. Any city will do. Plus, we learn why anxiety is like a rocking chair and not in a good way, and how security can become an unhealthy fixation. Today's episode is not sponsored by DoorDash when you absolutely need a $48 cheeseburger. But first, a word from our actual sponsor.
Well, put in your headphones, snuggle up. It's time for Talk About That with John and Johnny. It's like we're right there.
If you didn't
in
have your
ears.
If you didn't have your headphones when you said that, they wouldn't.
They could have had it on
the first.
speaker. Now they're going to put it in their ears.
If you're in an airport, by the way, it's getting out of control.
People just letting their phones just go willy-nilly.
I don't know what it is, because if you were having a conversation with a person at the table next to me, it wouldn't bother me. But something about knowing that it's that loud phone voice, that piercing, when you're hearing somebody have a FaceTime call.
It's piercing to you, Johnny? I think you need to go to the doctor. It could be irritating, but piercing?
Doesn't it sound like a different tone? You know that it's a phone conversation.
Well, yeah, it's coming through a speaker.
And you just go, ooh.
How dare you?
I don't.
Do you like...
Oh, I give them the look.
Roll your eyes and do the whole thing?
I give them the look, but it doesn't ever work. Nobody ever is aware. It's like self-awareness is gone.
You know, I had a thought today that when someone's being mean,
yeah,
if you're mean to them in return now,
yeah,
now there's just two mean people. And Johnny, that's you.
I feel like you're scolding me.
Somebody said something similar to that.
Now there's two mean people.
It's like, if you try to, if you
return evil for evil, now there's two evil people.
Yeah. What you think you're doing is neutralizing the evil person, but actually you're just creating another one.
Huh?
And some guys, isn't that just like some of y'all?
That's our show. I think we got what we need.
So, how is the just complete aftermath of the Opry been?
I have been given a recording contract. No.
Key to the city.
Nothing. Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Do they still give keys to the city?
I don't know, man.
What were they do? I know they're symbolic. Maybe they're not. Maybe in the old days they weren't. You think in the old days it was like a gate to the city, and they're like, you got to have your big, and you get there and you go, I forgot you're patting all your pockets, you know?
Like there's one gate into the city.
Yeah, one gate into the city.
Yeah.
I think we should. Do they still do symbolic keys to the city? They should. So. I think they name days after you now, or name streets after you. That's more of a common thing.
Maybe like that should be, if someone out there, guys, if you're in some sort of civil government, right, local, and you have the power for Jonnie W to come to your town, do a couple shows.
Maybe you got a bunch of big keys laying around.
And you want to give him a key to the city, like, I would imagine that it'd be a pretty big deal for him. Guys, he's beaming over here right now.
If there is a small town and you go, there's no way we could get Johnny to come tell jokes here. There's no way they're thinking that, first of all.
No.
Because I'll go anywhere. I was just in Goshen, Indiana. But, which was so fun, by the way.
Lovely land of Goshen.
Love the folks in Goshen. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. The Funny Farm Comedy Club, PHARM, because laughter doeth good like a medicine, John.
Okay.
It's like the Funny Pharmacy.
But like a farm.
Which I think the stage should have been like a little, it should have a counter and it should be a foot higher than the rest of the people.
Like
and
soda pops.
They should have like pill bottles on a shelf behind you. But no, you know what it was? They had hay and like a old rusty mill kind of a thing, weather vane. And I was like, you're mixing your metaphors.
Yeah, there's a lot of different
things.
And
I called them out on it. I let them have it.
Oh, I bet.
But they were all in fun. They were really great people.
Yeah.
Brian and Lisa Mitchell, who great Christian couple that run the Funny Farm. And they just wanted to bring clean comedy to the area of Goshen, the land of Goshen.
Wow.
And it was in the old bag factory. It's an old warehouse there that's very famous. Every small town has an old, like, remember when people used to come here? And that's one of those kind of spots. And so they didn't ever tear it down. It's just called the old bag factory. And it's partitioned into these little businesses and the different floors of it. And I was like, this is the perfect insult. Just calling somebody an old bag factory.
Yeah, I feel like you're
that's what I did. Get out of here, you old bag factory.
Get on back to your factory. Yeah. It's the place they make old bags.
What was I saying? Oh, if you are a small town and you're like, how can we get Johnny here? A key to the city would help. It would grease the wheels.
Yeah.
It would make it happen.
Even like a key to the municipality.
Then I got to get a gigantic key ring to keep them all on. Wouldn't that be something? Wear it around my neck like Flavor Flav.
Isn't always the guy with the most keys is the guy who's in charge? Or
yeah, you come running out, code blue. The manager runs out.
Our community director, Chris, who's just the best guy ever.
Yeah.
But one of the things I love the most about Chris is if we go to lunch, like he has his keychain on his belt, like underneath his shirt.
So he's jingling.
And he has one of those like things that come out. Yeah.
The little wire thing.
The little wire. So I'm never locked out when I'm with Chris. It just he can always open the door.
How many keys do people have these days? I mean, what is he doing?
I don't know. He's like, in charge.
What are they?
He's the one doing things.
I mean, there are a lot of locks in this church, I guess.
I suppose.
I used to have keys to the church. Man, I was feeling pretty good.
Don't you still have keys?
I don't think so.
You do. You just never bring them. You're always like, hey, let me in.
Y'all changed them since
then. We didn't change them.
You've changed the locks.
We've changed, but not the locks.
It's been like 10 years since I worked here. More than 10. Like almost 15.
Maybe we did.
Yeah, thank you.
Specifically after you
I will say
left.
this. One day I came over here. I was out, and I needed to just go by and grab something out of your office. And so I came over, and I used the hide key, and my alarm code did not work. Because my old alarm code was my social, the last four of my social. No. And I go, oh no. And then I remembered that Pastor Andrew had told me the code, and I just for some reason remembered it.
Wow.
And so you did not get the
was the alarm going off?
It was like 10 seconds away from going off.
Boy.
It was giving me the countdown.
You remember the number. That's like a MacGyver moment.
Under duress.
Yeah, that's like, wow.
It was like Mission Impossible. I was dangling from the floor, a sweat bead falls, I catch it in my...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
wasn't all like that. I have seen it. It's very good. They're all good, but it's like it's like a roller coaster ride. You're just trying to they're going from one completely terrifying situation to the next with like no chance of it working, and somehow it all...
Well, it's almost as if all the missions are impossible in real life.
They should, at this point, Mission Possible, because...
You've done it now a bunch.
You've done it.
Yeah, you're disproving your own brand a little bit.
Some of y'all need to go on a mission.
It's possible.
Mission, I'm possible. Through Christ who gives me strength. Oh, I'm sure that's a Christian t-shirt somewhere.
Hey, by the way...
Yes.
Shout out to Johnny's wife, Curry, who saved all the trees in my backyard.
She's like, what do you mean she saved your trees?
So you guys were over for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
We're hanging out around the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just like barking orders while I'm walking around with trays of food and drinks for you. You're like, bring me another. And I'm like,
gloss over the fact that you have a pool and get to insulting me. So we're hanging out in my pool.
I had to,
and next thing you know,
I had to beat you to it. And it was coming. You can't hide money or whatever you want to say. Guys, you can hide money. I'm hiding it. I don't have it.
You can burn it. You can burn through it.
Anywho.
Yeah.
She looks over because we have these. Okay. Do you say?
Oh, it's Arborvita.
Okay. It's not.
Okay.
Everyone around here says, and I can't do it. They say arborvitae.
Arborvitae?
And I'm like, I won't do that. It sounds
Arborvita? Arborvitae.
I say arborvita.
Okay.
They say arborvitae. Let's call the whole thing off. But anyway,
it's a big green spruce looking tree.
Yeah, and ours are huge. They're like 13 feet high now. And
all around his pool for privacy.
Yeah,
because they like to do a little skinny dipping, John? Is that what's going on?
I think no. And so Curry looks over and she goes, "Oh no, I think you guys may have bagworms." And this is the most like mid-40s story
I'm going to tell. At the old bag factory.
The old bag factory. The bagworms come with it.
Yeah.
And literally, I start looking. They're like little cocoons.
Yeah.
And you've had them before.
Yeah.
Not on your trees, on you.
On me. And I was like, how did I not notice? They're sneaky, these things.
But so I thought, oh, that's bad. And then I went and looked around another tree on the backside, and it had eaten up like half the tree.
Won't that?
I mean, guys.
Some of y'all, when you're not looking.
It was like I suppose it's just sucking out its nutrients.
Yeah.
So that the tree itself can't live, Johnny.
Yeah.
But whatever is on it. And sometimes what we have are things attached to us.
Like a parasite.
We have life, but it's going to the wrong place. It's not coming to us. It's going into the cocoon of sin. Anyway, so I spent all day Saturday picking those things off.
Picking off little
cocoons. I don't mean to be gross.
They're gross.
But when you put them in the bag.
Yeah.
Sorry, now there's a lot of bags today.
Yeah.
When you put them down and whatever you put them down, did you look down in there?
What? What are you going to say? Are they like squirming around?
They start coming out
of
the bags.
Yeah.
of the little cocoons,
That's
just out the edge. And all of a sudden, it's like a scene from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom down in that bag.
Yeah,
like it's like
you're supposed to stomp the things, like put it on, you kind of take that bag, swing it around your head, hit it against the side of your house. Do something with it, John. What are you doing, man?
I mean, they'll crawl out.
Yeah. Go back to the tree.
That they're trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want the tree. At any rate, and then you have to spray it.
Because Curry, I think, felt like she was being a little bit of a busybody. Like, hey, by the way, you got something on your tree there. Missed a spot.
If she wouldn't have noticed it, because I wouldn't have noticed it probably till it was too late. Mm-hmm. And so I found three of them had quite a few.
Right.
Most of the others hadn't got to them yet. And so, yeah, she saved our trees. Because those, I mean...
Guys, if you have arborvitas or...
Arborvitaes.
Go out and look right now for these things, because it's the scourge of our times.
It is. It's like a pestilence.
They're out there.
And the reason I can't say arborvitae, and then I struggle with this.
It sounds like a pill that you would take.
It sounds to me like
a vitamin.
And so in the historical biography that I'm writing,
okay,
I'm studying this. I talk about the Lost Cause a little bit,
right?
And Lost Cause, if you're not familiar, that a Richmond newspaper editor named Edward Pollock in 1866 wrote a book called The Lost Cause. Uh-huh. And he's a former Confederate. And basically the idea is we can continue. We may lose the war, but we can win the narrative.
Right.
And we can forever be...
It's kind of the original misinformation campaign.
Well, I mean, in some ways it is, and in some ways, yeah. Well, it
paints them as like the underdogs who are going to rise again and the whole thing.
It paints the Civil War's cause as Northern aggression,
right,
even though the South seceded first and the South fired on Fort Sumter. But even then, Lincoln, after the South attacked the North, Lincoln called for 50,000 people to join the military, and that was what caused Tennessee to secede. They used that narrative. See, they're attacking us, even though like the South had already fired the first shot. Anyway, so however you view that, I'm not saying the North was right in all the things by any stretch. In fact, in my book, the things that the North did in Nashville during Union occupation some of them are just unconscionable. Like it's unbelievable. There's no good guys necessarily. Right. But in the Lost Cause, I had this idea that it wasn't just the narrative; it was the spirit. In my guy I'm writing about writes about that in like 1867. He's like, you'll never get, because he's a Unionist in the South. He's like, you'll never get the people here or their children to accept black people as fellow citizens. Like, you're not going to break this spirit. And he just felt hopeless about the whole thing, to the point he just had to start surviving. He's not going to change this. And I think one of the things, there's studies about this, that one of the ways that the Southerners have continued to rebel over the years is through language.
Yeah.
Like, the Southern accents and other things are, we're going to talk however we're going to talk, and we're not going to try to be. You don't put
being very distinctive from Northerners,
right? It'll be different, and to me, that's what arborvitaes are. Yeah. Like it's a
long way to go to get to why you won't say arbor.
Or the Edward Pollock in 1866, but I'm just like,
but arborvita is more you hanging on to the Southern trope of like arborvita.
No, arborvita sounds to me like what the word should sound like.
No, it sounds like
arborvitae
sounds like somebody's drinking a sweet tea. Hey, check on the arborvitas.
I think it's more that
I'm gonna be out on this veranda.
But that for me is the exact opposite. To me, it's y'all going down there and check those arborvitaes. Like that's what I hear.
Well, man.
So we both even have.
Yeah, even we can't agree.
It is a lost cause.
Can Civil War be far off?
I tell you what,
if even two longtime friends can't
both
agree
from
on
the South. Do you think that we've neutralized our Southern accents?
No way. I think there are people who listen to this show because they think our accents are so funny. Yeah.
You think that
I think, yeah.
Like, I notice I turn it on in certain situations.
Yeah. I definitely do. I mean, for the stage, I can vary the intensity of my Southernness.
Like I went to the Dome.
I don't mean to. I don't know if I do it on purpose.
No, you do it. Yeah, and it helps. Like it brings those things, especially when that's going to.
Well, it's just more. It's very affable. It's very likable. Yeah.
It's
especially if you're doing self-deprecating, or even if you're not. Like I say, I'm doing a joke about how stupid something is. Using that accent's almost like it makes it come off as more likable.
Yeah.
Well, here's this guy. He's this goof, and he's joking about the world, but he also obviously is uneducated rube. Yeah.
Well, like I went to the dump yesterday, and we had a big storm in the middle of the day, Yeah. And so if I'm going to I always talk to this lady that works there.
So you're saying you code switch, you talk down to the dump people?
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, she's a Southerner. I've talked to her before. I'm not gonna be like, I don't want to sound proper. So I'm just like,
right.
Y'all stay dry during that. Like I found myself getting way more
warm today. Warm yesterday. What's wrong with you?
I mean, I don't go to that deep, I suppose, but
I got
y'all gonna be going on down to the corner store later?
I got molasses in the trunk. Why would you keep molasses?
I don't know. Speaking of molasses.
I know. Speaking of molasses, I don't know if they'll be a sponsor, but let's take a minute, John, and hear from a few of our fine sponsors.
And we done coming on back now.
We done coming on back. Yeah, we are. So how, John, would you find the old episodes of the show if you want to become a...
I have no idea.
You go to talkaboutthatpodcast.com. Over 350 episodes. Send us a note. First of all, click in the upper right-hand link if you want ad-free content. We love our sponsors, but maybe you want ad-free content. Maybe you're in a hurry. That's fine. I wonder if there are people, we've talked about it, I wonder if there are people who listen to us on 1.5. Because there are people who just like speed listen to podcasts. I
don't know. Maybe it's because of the drawn-out Southern accents.
Maybe that's what it is. We sound normal if they... I'm pretty rapid, though. I talk pretty quick. But all that said, click on that upper right link if you want ad-free content. Bottom right-hand corner, send us a note or just send an email to hello@talkaboutthatpodcast.com. We have a few.
We do. And we're going to read them, but I want to say one thing.
Oh, I see.
I noticed the other day as I was posting, we passed episode 365.
So,
and I thought, now
that's one for every...
Guys, you could take the next year of your life and listen to a new episode of this podcast every day and not repeat for a whole year.
Let's say you're doing the Read Through the Bible app.
It's kind of like that.
That's great. And listen, go for it. But as a companion to that...
Right.
Anyway, John, let's read a few emails from we've had some great emails come from our listeners, and we appreciate the support. People that listen to the show. I met a few of our loyal listeners at the shows in Goshen. Some of them were asking about you. They were saying, "Where's John? How's John?" And I go,
"He's home picking off bagworms."
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have a show. Why do I care? Anyway, no, they wanted to say hello, and they're big fans of the show.
Thank you guys for listening.
This one's from Colette Groves. This was referencing last week's episode about the history of the smiley face.
Which and I almost said this. What Colette says, I almost said that
a troubled history of the smiley face because the guy evidently got $45 total, and now now it's everywhere, and he got nothing. But she just wrote, so Forrest Gump wasn't the inspiration for the smiley face? Laughing emoji, crazy face.
I agree, because that's a great... She actually put the screenshot of that scene with him wiping his face with the yellow shirt.
Forrest Gump is stealing from this guy as far as like the movie maker.
I didn't know if like the smiley face itself or the actual yellow shirt smiley face. That's why I didn't say it. I don't know if there's a differentiation between those two things.
This guy made buttons, so it was the original.
Were they yellow
circular.
though?
Yeah, they were yellow. And
okay.
They had that design. Yeah, it was the same design.
Did they say "Have a nice day" on the button?
I don't know.
Because that's when Forrest runs off. Have a nice day. Remember when he... No.
Let your Forrest Gump impression just hang out there.
Yeah.
Also from Rebecca Jones, she sent us a note that said, I'm a couple weeks behind on the podcast. Just wanted to let you know, a group of wild rabbits is called a fluffle.
That is
this from the story and history about Napoleon.
Yeah.
It was written in somebody's journal about Napoleon that he was surrounded by wild rabbits and he feared, like he was afraid.
Wow.
They were too close. There was too many of them and they were aggressive rabbits. But she said, doesn't sound very intimidating, to be honest. Sounds like Napoleon was a wimp. Don't you dare besmirch.
No, I think it's fun.
Okay, fine.
He had little rabbit syndrome. I'll tell you this, Johnny.
You know the thing about Napoleon, the whole Napoleon man, the short man Napoleon complex?
Wasn't he average for his height?
He was average height for his day.
Yeah. That's probably like a modern...
Maybe that's like the short kings of the day being like, Napoleon was actually tall.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? There's a lot of people that say even the idea of the Age of Enlightenment is basically modern propaganda that actually they wouldn't have thought of that in that time. There's brilliant people all through the Middle Ages, lots of writers, other people, that it's a modern thing to say.
To say that they could barely even rub two sticks together.
Right. We're from a Dark Ages into an Enlightenment.
Yeah. I think we're actually headed for another Dark Ages. I think we're headed for I think somebody told me the other day that's a teacher that said there's all kinds of data that says this is the first generation that's not smarter than the previous generation.
Now, look, if you're listening to the show, we're not.
I'm just saying, like, they were concerned about it. They have teenage kids.
I'll say this. The smartest thing you've done today is listen to this show.
Thank you. We're trying to help.
Hey, I do want to tell you this, too.
Yeah.
I thought of the bunny thing today, running.
The fluffle? Because
when I run, I get to the end, I'm down by the lake, and there's like this beautiful scenic walk in this trees on both sides on this road. And it's kind of where I do my praying and my talking. But I know the bugs will attack me. And so I have to wear a hat because they come after the bald head. They really will.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that about?
Wear a hat, and I have a little rag.
They just sense like it's a...
I don't know. It's shiny.
It's a soft spot.
Like, look, the mothership. I don't know what it is.
A landing pad.
But I will say this. Today, I felt attacked by, and I don't know what they're called. It's not a fluffle, but a group, and you're going to laugh.
Oh, boy.
Butterflies. I swear to you, butterflies were coming at me like kamikaze jets. They were like all over me. I was like, what are you doing? You're a butterfly.
Were you scared? Were you a little bit?
I mean, I wasn't not scared.
Because you didn't know at first it's a butterfly. It could be...
Well, yeah. I mean, then it just became annoying. Maybe they're moths. I don't know. But moths, I only think of them being...
Well, a butterfly is a moth. I always say that. A butterfly is just a moth with one nice outfit. It's just a moth. It's just a really pretty moth.
You think?
Yeah. Butterflies are in the moth family. Yeah. Like if
you're speaking very definitively right now.
Yeah, because I did a study on it for a joke that I wrote. Because I say that one of my Sunday school teachers, or one of my teachers, used to say, like, Johnny, you're a caterpillar now, but one day you're going to be a beautiful butterfly. And I said that made me feel better until I realized I went to school the next day, and in science class they told us, you know what else comes from caterpillars? Moths, ugly gray moths. They all come from caterpillars. Oh, wow. So you might be a butterfly. You're probably going to be a moth. Most of us are moths.
Most of us, yeah.
But a butterfly is just a moth with one nice outfit.
Wow.
It's true. But anyway.
They attacked me.
They
weren't the pretty kind either. But no offense to the butterfly community. I'm just saying. I was like, what is happening?
What can a butterfly do to you? I wonder if they bite.
I don't know. I didn't want to find out.
Because a horsefly will bite you.
Oh, yeah.
Horsefly will get you.
Yeah, we were at a pool one time at a friend's house, and a horsefly landed on their kid's head and like drew blood. The kid was just screaming. I was like, yeah. And we just watched.
Yeah.
No, I was kidding. We took action. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, you've got to.
Yeah,
you got to get those flies out of here. Okay, so one last one, and this one is from, hold on, I had it pulled up. It was about, hang on, let me find it. I'm sorry, John.
Computers are hard.
They are hard. It's tricky for me. I don't have the, no, that's not the one. This guy had a story. This guy, I'm not even going to read his email. Let me just say, somebody wrote us and they had a story about, because you're trying to kill your groundhog. And he was telling a story about trying to get rid of something. He goes, it's hard to, I took a crowbar to it while it was in the cage, and it just got darker and darker.
I liked the email. I thought it was great.
It was.
I just thought that he's more of a man than I am, is all I thought. And
it was rough. Okay, so this one's from Corey.
In my case, the groundhog took the crowbar to me.
Yeah. What do you do if the groundhog gets the crowbar?
I did. Yeah, that's why you don't ever bring a crowbar to a knife fight.
A groundhog fight.
Anyway, I got under and dug the whole thing out and put all this stuff in, and I came inside. I'd sweated down, and I looked at my wife. I said, "Now it's your move, groundhog." And not to her.
Yeah,
I was telling her what I was saying to the groundhog.
That's her new nickname.
It's her pet name.
Your move, groundhog. Honeybee. Honeybee's better. Don't call your wife a groundhog. Your move, groundhog. She's like, excuse me?
You get back outside and pick some more bagworms.
Anyway, I'm sleeping on the porch. Okay, so this one's from Corey. It says, I recently tried out the no cops or I kill the girl joke. Okay, so this is, if you go back, this is episodes ago. I've told this story more than once probably, but I was at a show in Wichita years ago, early in my career, and it was a midnight show, or isn't it like a late night show on New Year's Eve, this church in Wichita. Which, who comes to a comedy show on New Year's Eve?
Did anybody come?
That's close to midnight. There were people there, but I think it was like at 9 p.m.
Okay.
But anyway, I got there early that day, and so I just took a nap in the hotel, and I'm kind of half asleep when I get this text message from the guy who was my ride over to the church because I didn't rent a car. And he goes, I'll be there to get you at 8:30 and I'll bring you over to the church. And I'm still half waking up from my nap at like 6 p.m. And I go, hey, cool. And I text him back. He goes, he'll be driving a red Cutlass or something. And I go, no cops or I kill the girl. Just thinking, okay. And
I thought it was the girl dies.
Or the girl dies. And then he didn't respond. And I was like, well, maybe he didn't.
This one gets me every time.
And then so I go to the church thinking like, this guy thinks I'm a weirdo. And then the show went good. And then he goes, blah, blah, blah. And I go, did you get my text earlier? And he goes, yeah, I got it. And I go, you didn't respond. And he goes, yeah. And I was like, did I offend you? He goes, no. I didn't know what to say. And so I thought, okay, that made me try it again. I tried it again like several years later. Same response. Nothing.
I mean, if I was the guy and you were the comedian and I was the pastor, I would think that was the greatest thing ever. But I'm not a very good pastor.
Maybe it is dark. I get that. But anyway, I just thought it was funny because he was giving me details. I'll be there. I'll be driving. It's like leave the money in the trash bin and I'll get it. Or,
marker with
no cops.
Stick of chalk.
Yeah. Anyway, he said, I recently tried out the, quote, no cops or I kill the girl joke with my boss who was coming to meet me. His boss, he tried it on, who was coming to meet me at work. And it absolutely did not land, which brought me great joy and laughter. So see, he's in the club. He's in the no cops or the girl dies club.
I feel like this is when the podcast is really changing lives.
He was so confused and genuinely worried the area he was coming to was crime-ridden. I chuckled and said, it's an inside joke. The fact you didn't find it funny is what makes it funny. He didn't understand that either. I couldn't stop laughing. Thanks for the laugh, Johnny. Be blessed, Corey. Thank you, Corey.
We're going to get like an email
and
too.
I'm sorry. I've been fired. Yeah, Corey loses his job.
I've been asked to move on to greener
there's
pastures.
Always podcasting, Corey, and it's very lucrative.
Oh, let me tell you, dozens of dollars have been made.
Oh, my God. John, let's do your segment. Let's do John's quote of the week. He calls it, they talked about that. Did you see me set your thing up?
I did.
How cute you're running. You didn't need my help, but
No, it's good. I didn't know when to push the button.
Yeah, you went way too soon.
Is it? Okay.
It's okay. We're back.
Today's theme's about pronunciation.
Okay.
And so I'm sure if you're a fan of this novelist, you already know how to pronounce it. But it's Jody, spelled Picoult.
Picoult.
And I was thinking, Picoult?
Picoult?
But Johnny was like, I bet the T is not. So
French,
before we started, I know you guys think we don't do any research.
Picoult.
But we did a whole how to pronounce. And I'm still not convinced that guy knew.
Picoult.
But it's Picoult.
You let it just kind of trail out there.
Kind of trail. Out of all the Romance languages, French sometimes irritates me the most because at least in Spanish and Italian and other, like, we don't change the basic phonetics of the consonant.
It's very snooty too. It
you get into
you have to contort your face into a very like, I don't see your reservation. It feels very like somebody's about to tell you bad news.
And it's like they might just throw a bunch of consonants in and just make them sound like vowels. Like we're changing I don't know. So I'm just saying, no offense to anyone.
If you're
who
listening
speaks
in
French,
France, we love you, but
we appreciate it. Can we sit down and talk about this?
I
maybe
got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah,
people.
maybe we could come to some agreement of what we're all going to do with these letters. Anyway, Jody says, anxiety is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you very far.
That's good. I never heard that one.
Yeah. Anxiety is like a rocking chair. It gets you something to do, but doesn't get you very far. I preached yesterday, and I went to therapy on Friday with my buddy.
As you do. Is that part of your sermon prep?
It should be. That would be.
You're like, can I run this by you?
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm going to just.
He's like, don't say that into a microphone.
No.
Please don't share that.
But I just said, now I was like, I've been in a pretty, I think, I wouldn't call it a spiral, but I've been pretty riddled with chronic worry.
And butterflies.
Over some things. The butterflies are everywhere. I mean, my backyard's being attacked by nature.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's other things. And I kind of confessed that yesterday, because we were talking about in the message, the Sermon on the Mount, and the idea, and I was quoting Dallas Willard, that anything in your life that you believe instinctively will bring you happiness, fulfillment, wholeness, that at some point it can become an idol for you. And I know that word's hard for people sometimes in the religious sense. It could be, overblown. And I'm not trying to do that. I think what it literally means is I end up with my time and my energy paying homage to something.
Yeah. It has undue influence in your life.
Yeah, and I could say the word worship it, but I think when we say worship, we hear music and bowing down and those things. And I talked about how, if we go back and we think about the Israelites, Moses is up on a mountain, and the mountain is covered in black smoke. Mm-hmm. And if you touch the edge of the mountain, you die. He's been up there 40 days, and they freak out, but they could see God's, glory, however you want to say it. And they decide to build a golden calf.
Yeah.
And I think if we look back then, we go, guys, you could see the cloud. You know Moses is up in there somewhere. Like, surely you know this was just your grandma's earrings like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Surely you know that. But I said, I bet that they would look ahead at us and think the same thing about the things that we worship.
Yeah, technology or...
Yeah, can't you tell that's just
power, whatever.
You know, that person's opinion of you is literally meaningless.
Yeah.
But you need it so badly. And for me, I think that worry is that thing that I think I can control. Mm-hmm. I know I can't, but
right.
It's
but it
just
feels
a
like
pattern.
you're doing something. It feels like you care more.
Yeah.
You go, this is just me caring.
And I think there is a line between caring and worrying. And where that line is, I mean,
because there are people who are just aloof and they go, I just don't worry about it. And you go, yeah, but you also just
you're not responsible.
You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things
are on fire around you.
You
should be worried. Yeah.
You need to, the lens of responsibility is where it really gets me, because I know I need to be responsible, and then it becomes worry, and I don't know. And I specifically as a dad, my kid, by the way, my daughter Sadie turns 17 this week.
Oh, wow. That's a big one.
I mean, so proud of my daughter, and she's amazing. And I was thinking about this, all those years that you and I were doing youth ministry with all those kids.
Yeah.
And we did youth ministry in a way that we were deeply involved in people's lives.
Yeah.
And I had this thought of, like, maybe it's because I'm studying a guy who was a ship captain. It was like they were at the wheel, or their parents were at the wheel, and they owned the ship. And that role of youth pastor, I was in the storm with them, but I was like the first mate, or I was like somebody there helping.
Yeah.
And it's been so different owning the ship and being at the helm.
Right.
Like having the wheel in my hand feels so different than just trying to help somebody else know how to steer. And it has brought so much more worry and so much more angst. Even my wife will have to say, she said to me last night, like, hey, because I was going down the path of, and things that have happened before. And that's the hard part about worst case scenario thinking, is that often I'm right.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I'm almost always right.
Yeah, and it makes you feel like the worry has been justified too.
It has.
So it reinforces it.
Yeah. But it's like, it's still not getting me anywhere. And I think the reason I think it might is because maybe I can prevent it this time. And that's been the hardest part of life, is going, even if I know what might happen, even if I'm aware, even if I have knowledge, even if I have wisdom, I still may not be able, and can't in many, many cases, stop negative things from occurring. And that has been infuriating for me. And I think it proves to me what I worship. It proves to me that I worship knowledge, preparation, responsibility.
Yeah.
That I can get ahead of things in life.
Yeah. I think what I think about when I get worried a lot, I think if I have an idol, it would be like the idea of like safety and peace. Like I'm kind of chasing a place of like, we're okay.
Yeah.
And so when it feels like that's far away or chaos is coming, I just go, oh no, because like I think I've made safety and security a little bit of an idol in that way, where it's like, no, I mean, hardly any generation would have lived with that as like, well, long as everything's going great and nothing's going wrong and you've got plenty of money and you're insulated from all pain and suffering, like only like that's a pretty relatively new idea that we could achieve that.
I don't know.
Don't you think?
I don't know. I think about that, and I'm pretty hard on the modern generation. And I was thinking today about Paul writing to rich people. I think he's telling Timothy or Titus, I can't remember. But he says,
one of the T's.
Instruct those who are rich in this present age, basically to be generous and to not put their confidence in the uncertainty of riches.
Yeah.
But to basically know that anything can happen and that God gives us all good things to enjoy. So be willing to share and be willing to be generous. Huh. But the idea is that could happen back then, even to rich people back then.
They can still put their confidence in their wealth.
Right. That I have this security. But I'm with you in that I think the modern age, what we do have is, like, when I'm studying this, like there was a cholera epidemic in 1850 in Nashville that killed lots of people. And like the guy I'm writing, his wife either died of cholera or yellow fever. The record's different, but that's common then in a way that, and that's still common in the world. and in many places. But in our particular context, there are a lot of things we have control over. And because of that, I think then we don't know what to do when something's out of control. And I think, and Laura and I talk about that with the pandemic a lot. I know no one ever wants to mention that ever happened, and I get it. But yeah, I think what we saw a lot of people, I'm just going to use a strong word, we saw a lot of people radicalized through that process into conspiracy and rage and a lot of other things that there were players in the world at the time that took advantage of the fear. And because of that, but they took advantage by telling you, if you come to our side and be enraged about this, then you can act like you're not afraid and the other people are. And you can even quote scriptures about that or whatever. And the main fear was, and I think almost the conspiracy arose because we are entitled to believe, even if we hate something, we hate the system, we hate the scientific community or whatever, we can't trust them. But we don't realize we already trust them with everything. We're mad at them that they didn't know what this was immediately. Yeah. Because everything in this world we think should have...
Right, it's information age.
Yeah, we should have an answer. Answers. If you're withholding it, it's because there's a conspiracy. It's because or whatever.
It can't just be like, no, this is happening in real time and we just don't know yet. It's evolving. It's an evolving situation.
It's a novel thing. Yeah. And there's no such thing anymore to us as novel things in the negative that might affect us or get to us.
If there is, it's insidious and there's somebody behind it and it's got to be... They're withholding. Like you said, they're withholding. There's somebody behind a door somewhere and he's doing it on purpose or whatever. It's interesting.
But it shows how we're seated in the safety of those things.
Back to your Southern thing, though, I think the idea of a rocking chair, even if you're going nowhere, that doesn't sound so bad to a Southern guy. If I'm on the porch and you're telling me my worry is like a rocking chair, I'm like, I'm not going nowhere, but bring me a glass of sweet tea. And
I will say for Jodi Picoult, that she did pick a really relaxing thing.
Yeah. Could have been like a treadmill did they have treadmills? They didn't have treadmills when she wrote this, probably.
I don't know. I think she's
a stationary bike.
I don't know. Rocking chair. Yeah. It's pretty inviting. You're like, maybe anxiety's not so bad.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I'm not going anywhere, but
come on.
I'm rocking in this chair. It sounds like a country song. I just want to say this, that whole Rock Me Mama Like a Wagon Wheel song.
Right. Sure.
If your wagon wheel's rocking, something's wrong with the axle. Like it's about to pop off. It should be rolling.
Rolling.
Not rocking. But
I guess it rocks the chassis of the thing because the terrain is so... Wagon wheels are...
You ever ride beside somebody?
It makes the vehicle rock.
And their wheel is rocking and you can tell like, I'm not...
Well, I don't think that's a wobble. That's not a rock. I think rocking means because like you're rolling over, pebbles and stuff and it makes the whole thing rock. I'm with you a little bit. But also, I think you're nitpicking. It's a pretty good song, John.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun.
I can't.
No, I'm with you. I think we've talked about wagon wheel before, and it's fine. But I now that I'm
going to keep talking about it till something changes.
Now that I'm an Opry artist, I gotta.
You gotta defend.
I'm with Big Wagon Wheel. That's what I am. They've got to me.
Big Wagon got to him. I would love to tell a story of a bit that you chose not to do because we can't yet.
Oh, right.
But at some point, there's a bit.
Why we can't tell it. Why can't we tell it?
I don't know. Are we? I mean, now because again, what if people flock to the show because of?
Well, it's not like it would be offensive. I think people would know. I just have a bit. It's pretty harmless, but it's about Kenny Rogers' many plastic surgeries on his face, and I say like, I'm not mad if you want to do it, but like if you were his surgeon, you got those jowls pulled back tight, like you got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, and it's a whole thing. And I've done that joke for years. And Kenny Rogers, rest in peace. He died in 2021, maybe. Anyway, I had literally people sending me a text message the day he died because it made national headlines. They were like, "So sorry." They were saying sorry to me.
Wow.
Like, sorry, your joke.
You're not going to be able to tell this joke anymore.
But I figured a way to tell. I just say like, I met Kenny and blah blah blah. And if you knew him when towards the end or whatever, like blah, blah, you may have noticed that he may have had some work done. So I still tell it.
Mm-hmm.
And but Don Schlitz was on the Opry show with me, and luckily I knew because otherwise I would have done it. So it really was Providence that I knew who Don Schlitz was because he is in the Songwriter Hall of Fame. 21 number one hits this guy has because we talked about it last week, and he wrote The Gambler in his 20s.
If you would have done the joke,
If I would have done the joke, he would have come out right after me, and it would have been a pretty big weird moment.
Or the best moment ever.
Or it could have been fun, and he was a funny,
very funny.
lighthearted guy, so he probably would have been like, I'm going to get that guy.
You know, my wife, so funny. This is one of those things I love so much about her, because I love to do, when Schlitz came out, she was like, I got to say this right or I'll mess it up.
Yeah.
Because I do the whole thing from The Jerk.
Oh, yeah.
Where he walks over.
I slit the sheet.
I slit the sheet I slid, and on the slitted sheet I sit.
Yeah.
He's like, he said, I want to say something to you I'll never be able to say to anybody. And that's it. I should never be able to say that. She was like, I schlitzed the sheet. The sheet I slits. She got me going, so I was like, bravo.
The only reason, it was Providence, because Brian Bates' debut on the Opry, which was like 2 years ago, I was there, and I'd never been to the Opry before, and then Don Schlitz was...
So that's why you knew.
He closed the show that night. I was like, who is this guy? And he came out and sang all those great songs, amazing hits. Yeah. Even I know, as not even a huge country fan, I knew every song he was doing. I was like, these are generated... He's got a big house and a boat and several boats.
He's doing okay.
But luckily, when I saw his name on the poster, I was like, okay, so we're not doing the gambler joke. We're not doing the Kenny Rogers joke tonight. Not this time. But I think he would be, I think the crowd would have been fine with it.
I think
it was a risk I decided not to take, along with all the other risks.
When you go back, I want to go again, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And I want you to do the joke. And I'll have a camera. We're going to capture what happens.
Yeah, and then we'll send that to Don Schlitz.
Don would have been okay if I did this.
He will send a cease and desist Schlitz on his letterhead, strong letterhead.
I love it.
Big wagon wheel's going to come after us. John, let's do my segment. Let's do some old jokes. We call it Joke About That. John, a couple of jokes from some working comics. One of them I don't know if is even doing comedy anymore. You meet these people in your journey, and about 10 or 12 years ago, I met a guy. He was a young comic, and everybody, when you're working with young comics, every now and then you'll be like, okay, this guy's got potential. He's green, but then they'll have one joke, and you're like, oh, I wish I'd written that joke. Mm. And then he stopped doing comedy, I think, and I'd be like, I still think about it.
You stole the joke.
No, I think I want that joke. I wish I'd written that joke.
Maybe you could sell it.
It's a bummer when somebody writes a great joke like that, and then they just go, I think I'm just going to sell insurance. And you go, but you wrote that joke. Come up with more like that. So the joke is, this is from a guy named Scott Mullenberg, and I did some shows with him. Really nice guy, college-age guy at the time. He said, I have friends who hunt, and they go duck hunting, and they were telling me about decoy ducks. I didn't know anything about them. They said decoy ducks are evidently these plastic ducks. You put them in the water. They're not real, but they make the regular ducks feel safe enough to come over. Then you shoot the real ducks. And he goes, and that's fine. But ever since then, I've felt really suspicious of mannequins. That's a great joke.
That's
okay.
Good.
Another one from Matt Donaher, who is not a comedian that I know, but one of my favorite jokes that I didn't write. He said, when you join a gang, they beat you up. There's a chance I'm in like 30 gangs. Great joke. And shout out to Matt Donaher and Scott Mullenberg. John, let's move on. This week in history, we talk about then. John, this week, 1881, the notorious 21-year-old outlaw Billy the Kid is reportedly killed in New Mexico by County Sheriff Pat Garrett, who was his friend before, because Pat Garrett was deputized by the state to go get him and said, like, you've used to run with him, you know him. So that's kind of, I thought, you'll know how to find him. By the way, Billy the Kid, they make, I think people's vision of Billy the Kid from these movies they've made, like Young Guns and others, you get the idea that he's like this baby-faced, whatever. People just called people kid back then, and he is a homely dude. Like a picture of Billy the Kid, if I put him on, he'd run you out of the room.
Wow.
And he looks like he's 50. He does not look like a 21-year-old. So he had seen some stuff. Like this guy,
some bad
running
stuff.
An people and killing people will age you.
Yeah, I know it.
Billy the Kid killed at least 8 men in his brief career. That's the other thing these movies do. They kind of make you look like, oh, he's an anti-hero.
So
like, he's just a murderer.
Yeah, he killed people.
He also fought in New England. If only. He fought in New Mexico's Lincoln County War, in which he allegedly committed 3 murders. So there's kind of romanticization of Billy the Kid because of that Lincoln County War, because there were some like ne'er-do-well landowners involved. And so he was kind of like this renegade that was kind of brought into that war to avenge the death of a friend of his. So that's kind of what Young Guns is about, is that aspect of Billy the Kid that was kind of like, I'm going to right the wrongs by being this renegade maverick, whatever.
Robin Hood.
Yeah. But basically, he was just a really bad dude who probably would have like stole from you and maybe murdered you.
Yeah. If you would have seen him on the street, don't approach.
Yeah, don't approach Billy. If you still see him, because a lot of people think he lived and that Pat Garrett really didn't kill him. That's the thing, when you have a friend go after you, that's what Young Guns 2 was about, is like that mystery. Because somebody came around like 40 years later and said, I'm Billy the Kid. Like, I really didn't die.
Wow. This
is why they never produced a body, because I'm really blah, blah, blah. And, you know, all the accounts are wrong. And
I would think it would be so freeing to be the guy that got away with that.
To fake your own death?
And to just know you were 10 years later and everyone thinks you're dead and you're just living it up somewhere in New Mexico.
But what if you're broke?
Well, you just go do something else. Become like a teacher or something now. Go have a better life than the one you lived before.
Yeah, you get a do-over.
Confess it to a priest or something so that it's out there. And, get your life.
I get a feeling that you're pondering faking your own death. Guys, you're like, John, are you in a lot of trouble? We can talk this out, man.
You're
like, no, it seems great.
This groundhog won't leave me alone.
Are you kidding me? Let somebody else pay for this pool. John, this week, 1994, Hulk Hogan admitted steroid use. He fought it forever, but even though everybody kind of, okay, look, you're 300 pounds.
Come on, man. Yeah.
You're pure muscle. Come on. That's the steroid era of pro wrestling, too. Everybody kind of knew everybody's like pumped up. But he had to admit it. He was a wrestling superstar, of course. He admitted to abusing steroids since 1976 in order to gain size, but claimed he had stopped in 94 when he joined the World Championship Wrestling, or WCW. This was during the trial of Vince McMahon relating to the use of steroids in wrestling. So that was the steroid trial. Vince could have gone away for a long time because there was basically a WWF doctor who was just like handing out steroids to all these wrestlers, and that's illegal.
Yeah.
And so, but McMahon got away with all of it, by the way. In a true kayfabe moment, he wore a neck brace at the trial, too. So it was like he was trying to elicit sympathy. It was a total wrestling move. He wore this really thick neck brace, and it's like, oh, Vince. It's like, come on, dude.
What did he say happened to him?
I don't remember.
It's like Hulk Hogan put me in a headlock.
There are wrestling fans who listen to this podcast, and they're screaming at their screens.
Sorry, guys.
Why he did it. But I remember that he did do a neck brace at the trial, which I thought was so amusing. Hogan claimed McMahon had neither sold him the drugs nor ordered him to take them, which is probably true because everybody just did it because they were just trying to. He came from Venice Beach like weightlifting culture. He was already going to do it.
Yeah,
he didn't need McMahon telling him to do it. So that part was probably true. McMahon was eventually found not guilty. Hogan was given immunity for his testimony.
Wow.
And I will say this too, that Hulk Hogan admitting anything or giving testimony to things, there are entire YouTube library of videos. Like there's channels devoted to just the lies Hulk Hogan has told in popular media.
Wow.
Like even like he has a autobiography that he wrote where he says like one year he wrestled 400 days a year because of the international date line going back and forth in Japan that you can go. Like it's all preposterous. They're all preposterous lies. He said that Metallica asked him to be their bass player. Like crazy lies.
Wow.
He's had an amazing life, but he is a pathological liar. So I don't even know if any of this is true, but because Hulk Hogan's a big liar, and I don't care if he writes the show. If you want to, hello at talkaboutthatpodcast.com. Come on, Hulk. I'm coming for that belt, by the way. I'll see you at WrestleMania 82 or whatever it is. John, this week, 1969, the Department of the Treasury and the Federal Reserve System announced the currency notes, the denominations of $500, $1,000, $5,000, and $10,000 would be discontinued immediately due to lack of use.
Yeah.
So, there used to be a $1,000 bill. You pay somebody $1,000. Here you go, $1,000 or $10,000 note.
Wow.
And they got discontinued because a lot of people were too poor to ever have seen one.
Yeah.
And even, they had pictures of it on this link, and it looks like it's phony. It looks made up.
Who were the presidents or the figures?
You know what? That would be a good question, and I wish I had follow-up information. Maybe I'll talk about that next week.
Who was on the $10,000 bill?
Who was on the $10,000 bill?
Like Millard Fillmore. Or
yeah, one of those guys. Yeah. Although they were issued in 1969, they were last printed in 1945. So that's an interesting little. They were issued in 1969.
What?
But yeah, it says although they were issued in 1969, they were last printed in 1940. So they just had them in circulation. But I mean, it's like nobody who needs a $10,000 bill.
I could use one right now.
I've had to pay a $10,000 bill before. Sheesh. Don't get me started on that though.
Bagworms.
These bagworms will come after you. These butterflies and bagworms. John, the first race
ever.
The first race horse, John, to win $1 million happened this week. 1951 Citation became the first racehorse to win over $1 million. And I would like to follow that with a caveat that said his owner won the $1 million. He won a bag of oats.
Apples, whatever. Well, so I used to live in a neighborhood.
Hey, congratulations, Citation. He's like, hey, thanks a lot.
He's eating $10,000 bills. I used to live in Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And so they were all named after racehorses or
Citation Way.
I was on Citation Court.
Citation Court.
Or as my little girl used to say, in honor of her birthday, she would say, if I lived on 5111, Citation Cork.
Oh, and then she used to say airport too?
She said airport. We're going to pick up Daddy at the airport.
She said elephant.
Yeah, well, she loved elephants, yeah.
Elephant.
She said a lot of really funny things.
That was last week.
She said...
Really need to get her to a speech therapist.
She used to say, I can't... There's another one. It's a food. Oh, my wife's screaming at the phone now. Sorry, honey, I can't think of it at the moment, but...
Don't you miss those? Do you miss those days?
I do.
Yeah. I think, to me, like somebody that doesn't have kids, I love my
barbecue.
niece.
That's what
I love my niece, but I'm enjoying this time of life with my nieces because I can reason with them a little bit.
Yeah.
There's not just like fits of rage that they can't even explain to me, as there are with toddlers and babies, where you're like, why are you crying?
Yeah.
I don't think I could. I know I'd learn to tolerate. If it was my child, I'd figure it out.
When
but
they're teenage girls, you're still sometimes asking. I don't mean that in a stereotypical way, but sometimes you're like, why are you crying? But they can't speak about.
Yeah. I
will tell you this: being a teenager is a much more harrowing experience now than when we were teenagers.
Agreed. Much respect.
I look at all of them and go, man, I mean, that's just the things they're bombarded with.
Just all the information they're bombarded and the social media pressure and all the things like, come on, much respect. So
I'm
this
proud
is
of my
definitely
kid.
not us being like coming down, but I'm just saying for me, like, I can't wait until my 8-year-old niece, Nettie, I can't wait until she like really understands some of my jokes. Like when she can really get humor. Yeah. Even like a dad joke. I'm like
because then you could sell her a ticket to a show.
And John, how would you buy tickets to a show?
You can go to Jonnie W, JONNIEW.com.
John, if you want to learn more about John's writing, you can go to johndriver.edu. No, it's johndriver.com.
You can sign up for
or you can just search for him on Amazon. John C. Driver, right? Aren't you John C. Driver on Amazon?
It's both out there. If you see a John Driver who is a Mennonite theologian,
he is your mortal enemy.
He's not me.
You're in a bitter blood feud with John Driver.
He's way smarter than me. He wrote about like the atonement of the church and other things.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I could talk about some of those things.
He does the same thing you does. Wait,
he does the same thing you do.
He does the same thing.
Arborvitaes.
He does the same thing you do, but he wears like a straw hat while he does it.
Actually, I think he lived on the mission field, in South America, and he's just a better dude, smarter, better, doing better things.
Shout out to John Driver, the Mennonite. But you know what? You're the only John Driver we have.
That's right. In this case.
If you can't be with the John Driver you love the one you're with. That's what I've always said.
That's right.
I think the Rolling Stones said that.
Yeah.
No, they didn't say that. Who said that?
Johnny, no one said that. That's preposterous.
Okay, you're right. Anyway, but so I just look. They need to go find your books, or hire you to write a book.
Hey,
John's available.
That's not a bad idea. There is a book I'm supposed to be writing that we've been waiting on, things unrelated to us for a while now.
Yeah.
So in the meantime,
it's a big one. It's a big fish.
It'll be fun to announce.
You got yourself a big fish on the line.
It'll be fun to announce. I don't know how I'm going to get it all done with this other thing I'm writing, but
we get it, John. You're very busy. You'll sleep when you're dead, etc.
Well,
do you think we get to sleep when we're dead?
That's a great question. Is it?
I think that's a next week question. That's one of those tease.
Yeah, I have some theological thoughts.
Oh,
well, maybe we can contact the other John Driver between now and then and see what he thinks.
Yeah, fine.
How do you say sleep in Spanish? Anyway, all right, guys. Hey, thanks so much for spending dormir. By the way, that's how you say sleep in Spanish. Dormir. Thank you guys.
Which where we get the word dorm, probably, because it's your room, it's your dormitory.
I think it's dormant would be where you get that word, like where something goes dormant. A dormitory, maybe about sleeping. I don't know.
That's where you sleep.
There's no way to know.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for the time you gave us. Let's do it again next week here on
Talk About Man.